Have you ever felt like your mind is a runaway train, racing through stations of worry, stress, and anxiety without ever stopping to enjoy the view? Look around you right now. This moment, yes, this exact second as you're watching this video, is the only moment that truly exists. Yet how much of it are you actually experiencing? I want you to try something with me. Take one deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs completely. Now let it out slowly. That simple act of attention is the doorway to emotional strength that most people walk past every single day. What if I told you that the most powerful tool for handling life's challenges isn't found in changing your circumstances, but in changing how you relate to them? This isn't just ancient wisdom, it's been confirmed by modern science. People who practice mindfulness show measurable changes in the parts of their brain that regulate emotions. Today, we're starting with the foundation that makes all other emotional strength possible. It's a practice that transformed the lives of countless people over thousands of years. The Buddha called it sati, we call it mindfulness. And by the end of this video, you'll have practical ways to apply it that can begin transforming your life immediately. Mindfulness isn't complicated, though it takes practice. Think of it like learning to swim in the river of your life instead of being swept away by its current. When you're mindful, you become aware of what's happening right now, your feelings, thoughts, body sensations, and surroundings, without getting caught up in judging them. Let's start with your breath. Right now, feel the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and then leaving your body. When your mind wanders, and it will, just notice that and bring your attention back. This simple practice is like building a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. When you're stuck in traffic, waiting in line, or feeling stressed at work, your breath becomes your anchor to the present moment. Your body holds wisdom too. Take a moment each day to scan from your head to your toes, noticing areas of tension. Maybe your shoulders are hunched up to your ears, or your jaw is clenched tight. These physical signs often reveal emotional stress we're not even aware of. By checking in with your body and gently relaxing these areas, you're releasing stored emotions rather than carrying them around. Walking can become a mindfulness practice too. Instead of rushing from one place to another on autopilot, feel your feet touching the ground. Notice the sensation of movement, the shifting of weight from heel to toe. The Buddha taught that even ordinary activities can become extraordinary when done with full awareness. Eating mindfully transforms a basic necessity into a practice for emotional strength. Put down your phone, turn off the TV, and really taste your food. Notice the colors, smells, textures, and flavors. Chew slowly and appreciate each bite. You'll not only enjoy your meals more, but also strengthen your ability to be present in other areas of life. Throughout your day, take short pauses. Even 30 seconds of mindful breathing while waiting for your coffee to brew, or before answering the phone, can reset your emotional state. These tiny breaks are like pressing a refresh button on your mind, clearing away stress before it builds up. One of the most powerful aspects of mindfulness is learning to observe thoughts and feelings without being controlled by them. When anxiety rises, simply notice, there's anxiety. Don't fight it or feed it with more worried thoughts. Just watch it like clouds passing in the sky. You are not your emotions. You're the awareness that sees them. This simple shift in perspective creates incredible emotional freedom. The teacher showed Adira how to bring this quality of attention to difficult emotions rather than avoiding them. When you feel anger, sadness, or fear, bring your awareness to it with kindness. Where do you feel it in your body? What thoughts come with it? By facing emotions directly but gently, they lose their power over you. As days passed into weeks of practice, Adira noticed changes. The same challenges arose in her life, but her relationship to them transformed. She still felt difficult emotions, but they no longer overwhelmed her. Like a sturdy boat on choppy waters, she developed the capacity to stay present even when life got stormy. And that, my friend, is the beginning of true emotional strength. Now that you've learned how to stay present with mindfulness, let's explore the second powerful habit that builds emotional strength: compassion. This isn't just about being nice. It's about developing an inner strength that transforms how you handle life's challenges. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are, they have this quality of genuine care for themselves and others. It's not weakness, it's actually their source of power. When life gets tough, compassionate people bend like bamboo rather than break like dry twigs. Let's start with something surprising. Compassion begins with yourself. Many of us are experts at beating ourselves up for every mistake and flaw. We say things to ourselves we'd never say to a friend. This harsh inner voice doesn't make us better. It drains our emotional energy. Try this simple practice. Place your hand over your heart and speak to yourself as you would to someone you love who's having a hard time. This is difficult right now. Everyone struggles sometimes. How can I be kind to myself in this moment? This isn't being selfish. It's filling your own cup so you have something to give others. When you make a mistake, replace harsh self-criticism with gentle understanding. Instead of, "I'm such an idiot," try, "I made a mistake, just like all humans do. What can I learn from this?" This shift might feel strange at first, but it builds remarkable emotional resilience over time. The practice of sending good wishes to yourself and others creates positive emotions that counteract stress. Start by thinking of someone you care about and silently repeat, "May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you live with ease." Then extend these wishes to yourself, to people you find difficult, and eventually to all beings. This ancient practice rewires your brain to respond to challenges with warmth instead of fear. When you witness someone suffering, notice your natural tendency to either turn away, to avoid discomfort, or get completely overwhelmed by their pain. True compassion is the middle path. You stay present with suffering without drowning in it. Like a strong swimming guide who helps without being pulled under, you can learn to hold space for others' pain while maintaining your own balance. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean excusing harmful actions or forcing yourself to feel positive towards someone who hurt you. It means releasing the burning coal of resentment you've been holding, which only burns your own hand. Start with small hurts and work your way up. With each act of forgiveness, you reclaim energy that was trapped in old wounds. How you communicate shapes your relationships and emotional life. Practice speaking truthfully but kindly, expressing your needs clearly without blame. Instead of, "You never listen to me," try, "I feel frustrated when I'm interrupted." I'd like to finish my thought. This approach honors both yourself and others, creating bridges instead of walls. Helping others without expectation of reward might seem unrelated to emotional strength, but it's actually a powerful practice for well-being. When you give freely, whether it's your time, attention, or resources, you shift from self-centered worry to connection. Even small acts of kindness trigger positive emotions that build resilience. A teacher once told his student who was suffering from depression, "Go help someone each day for a month, then come back and tell me how you feel." When the student returned, his face had brightened considerably. "I went to help others," he said, "but somehow I ended up helping myself." As you practice compassion, you'll notice something remarkable. The boundaries between caring for yourself and caring for others begin to dissolve. Your heart expands, and what once seemed like separate practices, self-compassion and compassion for others, reveal themselves as two sides of the same coin. This balanced care forms an unshakable foundation for emotional strength that serves you through life's most difficult challenges. As we continue building emotional strength, it's time to explore a habit that might seem strange at first, but holds incredible power: detachment. Don't worry, this doesn't mean becoming cold or uncaring. Quite the opposite. It's about holding life more lightly, like carrying water in open palms instead of a tightly clenched fist. Every moment of your life is like a river flowing by. Try to grab and hold the water, and it slips through your fingers. But learn to appreciate its movement without clinging, and you discover a different kind of joy. This is the teaching of change. Everything transforms. Nothing stays the same. When you truly understand this, difficult emotions lose their grip because you know they too will pass. A wise teacher once demonstrated this to a student who was devastated by a breakup. The teacher filled a glass with water and added a spoonful of salt. "Taste it," he said. The water was terribly salty. Then he poured that water into a lake and asked the student to taste again. The salt was no longer detectable. "Your pain is like this salt," explained the teacher. "It feels overwhelming in a small, closed container. But when you open your perspective to the vastness of life and time, it dissolves." Look around your home. How many things do you own that you rarely use or notice? Each possession requires a small piece of your attention to acquire, maintain, clean, repair, and eventually discard. Many people find that simplifying their material life creates unexpected emotional freedom. Try this. Each week, find 5 items you can let go of. Notice how it feels. Many discover a lightness that comes not from having everything they want, but from wanting what they already have. Expectations are another form of attachment that can cause suffering. When you grip tightly to a specific outcome, "My day must go exactly as planned," or "This person must behave exactly as I want," you set yourself up for disappointment. Instead, try holding your plans lightly, with the attitude, "This is what I'm aiming for, but I'm open to however things unfold." This flexibility builds remarkable emotional resilience. We often define ourselves by roles and labels: parent, professional, partner, artist, athlete. These identities can provide meaning and structure, but problems arise when we cling to them too rigidly. A mother whose children leave home may feel lost if mother was her only identity. A retired executive might struggle if his entire self-worth was tied to his career. Developing a core sense of self that transcends these changing roles creates lasting emotional stability. When something upsetting happens, notice the gap between the event and your response. In that tiny space lies your freedom. Instead of reacting automatically, you can pause, breathe, and choose your response. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. Feel them fully, but don't let them hijack your actions. With practice, this non-reactivity becomes natural, like a deep-rooted tree that sways in strong winds without breaking. There's a difference between wants and needs, between enough and excess. Modern culture constantly tells us we need more to be happy, but wisdom traditions teach the opposite. Contentment with what's sufficient brings greater joy than endless pursuit of more. Ask yourself, what is truly enough for me? This question, explored honestly, can transform your relationship with everything from food and money to relationships and achievements. A simple practice to develop detachment is to notice when you feel that anxious pull of wanting, whether it's craving a new purchase, approval from others, or a different life circumstance. Instead of immediately acting on this urge, just observe it with curiosity. Where do you feel it in your body? What thoughts accompany it? By watching desires without immediately chasing them, you discover a spaciousness inside that is not dependent on getting what you want. The beauty of detachment is that it doesn't diminish your capacity for joy, it enhances it. When you're not desperately clinging to pleasant experiences or frantically pushing away unpleasant ones, you can be fully present with whatever is happening right now. Like hands that are neither grasping nor pushing away, your heart remains open to life's full spectrum of experiences while maintaining its balance and strength. Let's explore our 4th habit for emotional strength: developing wisdom that helps you see clearly. This isn't about becoming smarter or knowing more facts. It's about developing the mental clarity to separate what brings lasting well-being from what creates suffering. Think of it as training your inner compass to guide you skillfully through life's challenges. Your mind is constantly filled with thoughts, but not all thoughts are equally helpful. Some lift you up, while others drag you down into worry, doubt, or negativity. The first step in developing wisdom is becoming a good gatekeeper for your own mind. When a thought arises, ask yourself, is this helpful? Does dwelling on this lead toward peace or toward more suffering? This simple question can transform your mental landscape. A farmer doesn't pull random plants from his field. He knows which are crops and which are weeds. Similarly, you can learn to recognize thought patterns that strengthen or weaken you emotionally. Worrying about things beyond your control, replaying past mistakes, imagining worst-case scenarios. These are mental weeds that drain your energy without producing anything useful. Practicing gratitude, focusing on solutions, appreciating simple pleasures. These are crops worth cultivating. When you're caught in emotional difficulty, try asking these 4 questions. What am I experiencing right now? What caused these feelings to arise? Can I see that this too will pass? What response would bring the most peace? These questions, derived from ancient teachings on the nature of suffering, help you step back from being caught in emotions to understanding them with clarity. Your values act as a compass in life's storms. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Not what others say should matter, but what resonates in your heart as meaningful. Is it kindness, creativity, growth, connection, integrity? When emotions run high, check your compass. Will this action align with my deepest values? This clarity provides stability when feelings might otherwise overwhelm you. The most fundamental teaching for emotional wisdom recognizes that suffering comes from fighting against the nature of reality. We suffer when we demand permanence from what is always changing, personal control over what isn't ours to control, and constant pleasure in a world of mixed experiences. Understanding these truths doesn't make challenges disappear, but it helps you stop adding unnecessary suffering by arguing with what is. Where you place your attention shapes your experience. If you focus constantly on what's wrong, missing, or potentially threatening, you'll train your mind to see problems everywhere. Instead, practice directing your attention toward what's working, what you appreciate, and what possibilities exist. This isn't about ignoring problems. It's about approaching them from a foundation of balanced awareness rather than anxious tunnel vision. Digital technology offers amazing benefits, but it can also fragment attention and overwhelm us with information, much of it designed to trigger emotional reactions. Wisdom in the digital age means setting intentional boundaries. Maybe that's no screens after 8 p.m., or a social media limit, or regular digital fasts. Notice how different technology use affects your emotional state and adjust accordingly. Remember that the wisest people throughout history managed to find peace without smartphones. A monk was asked how he maintained such remarkable emotional balance. He said, "When I eat, I just eat. When I walk, I just walk. When I sit, I just sit." The questioner responded, "But that's what everyone does. How is that special?" The monk smiled and said, "No, when most people eat, they're also worrying about work. When they walk, they're lost in regrets about yesterday. When they sit, they're anxious about tomorrow. I've learned to be fully in each activity without dividing my mind." This undivided attention is the heart of wisdom, seeing clearly what's happening right now without the distortions of fear, craving, or confusion. As you develop this clarity, emotional storms still arise, but they no longer sweep you away. You can stand in their midst, see them for what they are, and respond with balance rather than reaction. This clear seeing doesn't happen overnight, but grows steadily through daily practice, bringing a quiet strength that sustains you through life's greatest challenges. We've explored 4 powerful habits that build emotional strength from within. Now let's turn to the 5th habit that completes the picture: creating meaningful connections with others who support your growth. Humans are social creatures. We need each other, especially on the path to emotional well-being. Think about trying to light a fire with just one stick. It's nearly impossible. But place several sticks together, and they quickly catch flame and keep each other burning. This is how spiritual friendships work. When you connect with others who share your values and aspirations, you kindle a warmth and light that's difficult to maintain alone. Not all relationships nurture your growth. Some drain your energy or pull you away from your best self. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with different people. Do you feel uplifted, inspired, and more centered? Or depleted, confused, and scattered? Gradually shift your time toward relationships that help you grow. These virtuous friendships become a mirror reflecting your potential back to you. A young woman once complained to her teacher that her meditation practice wasn't progressing. The teacher asked about her friends. When she described them, the teacher nodded knowingly and said, "If you want to fly like an eagle, you can't spend all your time with chickens." This wasn't about judging others as inferior, but about recognizing that the company we keep powerfully shapes who we become. True community involves honest sharing. Many people wear social masks, showing only what looks good and hiding struggles. This creates isolation, even in a crowd. The courage to be appropriately vulnerable, sharing both joys and challenges, creates authentic connection. You don't need to share everything with everyone, but having at least a few relationships where you can be fully yourself is essential for emotional health. When you're struggling, it's easy to believe you're the only one facing such difficulties. But in a genuine community, you discover that everyone faces challenges. What looks like a perfect life from the outside often contains hidden suffering. This understanding develops compassion both for yourself and others. Your problems don't disappear, but they become lighter when held in the context of our shared human experience. Finding wise teachers and mentors accelerates your growth. These aren't perfect people without flaws, but individuals who have walked the path before you and can help you navigate difficult terrain. They might be formal teachers or simply friends with more experience in certain areas. Their outside perspective helps you see blind spots and hidden potential that you might miss on your own. Coming together for shared practices strengthens everyone involved. Whether it's meditation, study, service projects, or simply mindful conversations, there's a special power in doing these activities with others. Ancient traditions knew this and created rituals that brought communities together regularly. These rhythms of connection create a container that holds and supports individual growth. In healthy community, everyone both gives and receives. Each person brings unique gifts and takes responsibility for the well-being of the whole. This might mean organizing events, supporting someone going through difficulty, or simply bringing your full presence to group activities. This shared stewardship creates a resilient network that can weather life's inevitable storms. Studying wisdom teachings with others provides insights you might miss alone. When you discuss ideas together, someone else's question might open new understanding for you. Their perspective illuminates blind spots in your thinking. The collective wisdom becomes greater than what any individual could discover in isolation. A group of travelers set out across a desert. One carried water, another food, another a map, and another medical supplies. Halfway through their journey, a sandstorm arose. Had any of them been traveling alone, they would have perished. But together, they had all they needed to reach safety. This is the power of community on the spiritual path. Different strengths combining to help everyone reach their destination. As you build these connections, your capacity for emotional resilience expands. The inner practices you've learned gain strength when supported by others walking a similar path. You'll still face challenges, That's part of being human, but you'll face them with the collective wisdom, compassion, and support of your spiritual community. Instead of struggling alone, you become part of something larger than yourself, and this belonging itself becomes a source of immense emotional strength. You've now discovered the 5 powerful habits from Buddhist wisdom that can transform your emotional life. Mindfulness to stay present, compassion to open your heart, detachment to find freedom, wisdom to see clearly, and community to support your journey. These aren't just ancient teachings. They're practical tools that thousands of people are using right now to navigate life's challenges with greater balance and peace. The beautiful thing about these practices is that you can start exactly where you are. No special equipment needed, no perfect circumstances required. I'd love to continue sharing these timeless wisdoms with you on your journey. If you found value in these teachings today, please hit the subscribe button so we can stay connected. Each week, I break down these profound insights into simple, practical steps you can apply immediately in your life. And if you know someone who might benefit from these emotional strength practices, perhaps a friend going through a difficult time or a family member interested in Buddhist wisdom sharing, this video could be a simple act of compassion that makes a real difference in their life. The journey of transformation happens one step at a time, one day at a time. I'm honored to walk this path with you. Until next time, may you practice with joy and discover the strength that has been within you all along. Thank you for your presence here today. Subscribe, share, and join me again for more wisdom from the Buddhist path.